Hi there, it's Sandy Wyllie, and it's another gorgeous warm day in Boston, Massachusetts. And I'm on my deck, and we're going to talk about Carl Jung's two major archetypes, the Anima, which is the female image in the male psyche, and the Animus, which is the masculine image in the female psyche. Now, Jung believed the Anima developed in 4 distinct levels of Eros. Eros, that with the little arch there, with a little arrow. And he named them. He named them Eve, Helena Troy, Mary, mother of Jesus, and Sophia. And in these broad terms, this process of development in man is about the male subject opening up more emotionally. See, bringing out the feminine side, opening up more emotionally, and having a broader spirituality, and creating this new consciousness with intuitiveness, creativeness, imagination, and sensitivity towards himself, like the female psyche. And now we're going to go into all the female names. Eve, the object of desire, the provider of nourishment, security, and love. And we can think of Eve as the first woman, right? Adam and Eve, like it says in the Bible. The second one is Helen, worldly achiever, intelligent and talented, right? The second phase is meant to show a strong extent in the talents, business and business skills, conventional skills. Then there's Mary, the righteous paragon of virtue, and Mary being the mother of Jesus. And this is about, like that motherly, loving, devoted type. And then we have Sophia, wise and fully human, equal and not at all an object. Sophia sounds like Sophia Loren. Sounds like an Italian goddess. The fourth and final phase of this development is from the Greek word. Sophia is a Greek word, wisdom. And this is the most important aspect, is the final level of personification, which is wisdom. And the Anima is now developed enough that no single object can fully or permanently contain the images to which it is related. And then he has, for the Animus, for the masculine image in the female psyche, the Tarzan. Ooh! Man of mere physical power. The Animus first appears as a personification of physical power, like an athlete, for example, right? A football player, or a disc hurler, and someone with a great amount of strength. Then there's Byron, man of action or romance. And the next phase of the Animus possesses initiative and capacity for planned action, someone who can think ahead and plan. Man of action, man of romance. Then there's Lord George, man as a professor, clergyman, or orator, right? Someone who speaks. The third phase of Animus is appearing as a professor or clergyman, the bearer of the word. So the person who spreads the word, right, a clergyman, excuse me, someone like in those TED Talks, That's how I'm trying to put it in the modern day, like someone who does TED Talks. Or like a professor at college, right? A teacher, someone who teaches the word. And then Hermes is the last one, and that's the spiritual guide. Finally, at its fourth manifestation, the Animus is the incarnation of the meaning of the highest level he becomes as a mediator of spiritual profundity. Jung noted that in mythology, the aspect of the Animus appears as Hermes. Have you heard of that? How many people are into Greek mythology and the Greek gods? Anyone here? Now, if you hear the acorns dropping, I'm sitting here like, sometimes it sounds like bullets. The sky is falling, says Chicken Little. What does this all mean? Well, let me just get away from what Jung said. And I think that the anima, like the feminine image in the male psyche, is, for me, I'm going to break it down now because this is my, my channel, my video, so I'm not going to just make it all psychological talk here, is that man can be able to show his emotions, right? A lot of times, not so much now, but growing up, especially in my generation, men were taught to hide their emotions. Men were taught not to cry. You're a sissy if you cry. I've even seen people my age yell at their sons for crying, or acting upset. Oh, don't be a sissy. I have. In my son's martial art class, one of his friends was upset and crying, and the father got all bent out of shape. Don't be a sissy, Or do you ever hear someone say to a boy, you play like a girl? What is that supposed to mean, You play like a girl. You see those sexist terms? So, in the anima, the feminine image in the male psyche, that's bringing all that sensitivity, being able to cry and show your emotions, being able to dance, being able to, recite poetry, or all that feminine side to the male. And the animus is bringing that masculine side to the female, like someone who is physically strong, someone, a female who's physically strong and work-minded, and what are other, attributes, that are considered more, for men? Powerful, domineering, aggressive. You think of that would be the masculine side of a female, those things. So this is what he's trying to do. This is what the anima and animus are, in essence. It's like he also mentioned about if you fall in love, you can see, like when I fell in love with Jim, right? I always said that Jim was the male version of me, okay? Or maybe what I lacked, and he probably fell in love with me because of what he lacked. Because what I lacked was intelligence, and Jim was highly intelligent. Power, he was very strong, self-sufficient, He was very self-sufficient. He paid his way through high school and college, all the way up to a doctorate degree. His parents did not pay his way through high school. He left home at an early age, and he got 2 jobs, and he went to school full-time, and he paid his way through high school, paid his way through college, all the way up to a doctorate degree. So he's self-sufficient. He's a man-made person, and that means, no one gave him what he got. He had to earn it the hard way, with labor. And so I was attracted to his intelligence, his strength, his fortitude, his because I don't have that. I only have an associate's degree from a community college. His discipline, I don't have any discipline. His work ethic. He put himself through college, and he worked really hard. He worked long hours, and so I was attracted to all that. And in turn, he was attracted to my feminine, his feminine side that he saw in me, right? My creativity. I'm a poet. I'm an emotional person. I'm not afraid to show my emotions. I'm a passionate person, dramatic person, romantic, and sensitive, all the feminine sides. And so like we were the mirror image, so he saw his feminine side of himself in me, and I saw my masculine side that I wanted to be in him. And that's what so that's what this Anima and Animus really is, breaking it down into simple terms. Like, I was thinking of Anima and Animus, Jung's 2 major archetypes for dummies. Those books out there, Computers for Dummies, or Algebra for Dummies. Yeah, because some of it, when I was reading those names, it gets kind of confusing, or what does this really mean? He was just breaking down the parts, like when I mentioned Eve, Helen, Mary, Sophia, I was just mentioning all those feminine parts. And when I was mentioning Tarzan, Byron, Lloyd George, and Hermes, I was mentioning all those masculine parts, and how each one was, had their own traits and characteristics. But yeah, more to study on this, and more for me to learn on this. But I just wanted to do a short video on it, and I think it's fascinating. I do. And so, all right, until we meet again next time and talk about a little more Jung, let me know what you're interested in and what I can cover for you. Until then.